we've done a couple newsletter sponsorships that have been absolutely incredible in terms of branding and awareness. And I want to be clear, we're not quite all the way there to the grocery store, because this still requires quite a lot of thoughtful intelligence, right? So you might say, for example, like, oh, you know what? Bob Wells's, Facebook page and community and maybe his, social accounts or whatever, that is a perfect match for us. Credit Karma, I get why people who are in HVAC world are following that social account, but it's not a match for what we're doing. And so as you go into any of these channels, if I go to the sort of YouTube channels, some of them will make sense as marketing channels for you and opportunities.
Yeah.
But in different ways, right? Maybe Granger, you're like, yeah, I don't know what I could possibly do with them, but HVAC school, I know that they have a co-marketing program, and I could write for them, and I could include some of my product training for their, graduates, and I could do a promotion with them, right? So this is not it solves the whole problem. It's just, when you have questions about where do people who have this interest or behavior or attribute go on the web, SparkToro is a place that can answer that with real data that comes from tens of millions of real users.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, for example, like you got a list of podcasts, like for those guys who do podcast marketing, it's pretty useful to know which ones the HVAC guys are already listening to, right? Like that, I've been telling you guys for a while, like, why chase people one-to-one like everybody else says, when you can go stand in front of the podcast grocery store, show them some value, and ultimately, have them believe they discovered you rather than you went and stood in front of the grocery store.
Yeah. I mean, if you just invented a new air conditioning system that's 10 times more energy efficient and, whatever. Yeah. You know what? Maybe buying a brief spot on Mad Money with Jim Cramer's podcast is worth the $50,000 spend, because your audience is actually there. And also, if you're considering making a big media buy or considering doing a bunch of work in a channel and you don't see it in here, well, you might have questions about whether that audience really fits with yours. That's not to say SparkToro is perfect and accounts for absolutely everything. There's potential holes in our data, just like anyone else's.
Can I just ask you, Rand, because I see like two big opportunities for our users to use this. One of those being like, these are places you can go create content and therefore be in their distribution. But also for those of you guys who are looking for paid ad opportunities, a lot of times, like, your niche may be, for a lot of you guys listening to this, $50 a click on Google, and then you go to another website, they visit literally 5 minutes later, and it might be 3 cents a click for the exact same thing. Like you guys would be amazed. We're actually doing stuff right now. I checked some of our ad stats that we're getting 2-cent clicks, and a lot of it is doing the stuff Rand talks about, where we're just finding opportunities nobody else sees because nobody else thinks that they go there to buy the thing or research it or discover more about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think some folks have talked about how recently, because Reddit went public, then they're trying to grow their advertising business, and a bunch of subreddits have very affordable, sort of space. That could be an opportunity, right? So if you see something in here and you're like, ooh, yeah, fascinating. Like, I had never thought about it, but the Ecobee smart home product subreddit probably has very few advertisers, and maybe that has a bunch of overlap with smart home stuff that I do with HVAC.
Yeah.
Killer. Like, awesome, right? Go take advantage of that. Same thing is true, if you were to go and look at websites and find some, hidden gems in here, and they have a newsletter that you can sponsor. We've done a couple newsletter sponsorships that have been absolutely incredible in terms of branding and awareness. A lot of what we do is like drive people to our homepage, which lets them run searches for free, right? We have kind of a freemium model product. Yeah. And so we're able to capture, hundreds, thousands of new potential customers who get familiar with SparkToro through someone else's email newsletter. And we do that a couple of times. We've done it paid, but oftentimes we do it through co-marketing or producing content that they would want to cover, and reaching out to them and making that connection can be very effective.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that. By the way, that's why I say like like I'm a bigger fan of identify where the audience is already than a lot of what is being taught in our space to do this all one-to-one.
Yeah.
It is the side effect of this is it gives you guys, it takes a significant chunk off your to-do list. Like some of you guys tell me you're messaging 10,000 dentists a day when you could just be messaging one website where 10,000 dentists go already and standing in front of all the dentists at once, and it's more efficient and there's more expertise and they're more open to trust you because they found you. Hey guys, if you like this video, you may also like my best-selling book here, Beyond the Agency Box. It is all about scaling a digital marketing agency while eliminating meetings and phone calls. We actually sell our stuff phoneless. We don't have any client meetings, and we also hire our team entirely without meeting phone calls, which allows us to like actually kind of live a life. I've laid out the entire blueprint and everything you need to know, getting clients, onboarding, setting expectations, scaling, building a team, you name it. It has been a bestseller on Amazon now for over 5 straight years, but now you can get it even cheaper than you can get it on Amazon. So I can't tell you the exact price because it may change when this video is released, but there should be a link to it below, either in the description of the video or as well as a pinned comment. So if you're interested in that, check out that video and you can get a copy for super cheap.